Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to take a look at HeroQuest First Light and the HeroQuest 2021 core box and see what the differences are between those two versions, because this came out in 2021 and this came out in 2024. And this is a lighter version of this game. It's basically the same game, but they did a few things extra, and this is of course a cheaper core box than this one. This does have miniatures in it, this has standees, and there are some other differences as well. So let's open up those boxes and check out the exact differences here. But before I do, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. It really helps the channel. And please also check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support what I do. The link is in the description below. And patrons of my channel get early access to all of my videos, access to Patreon exclusive content, their name in the credits as a supporter, and you also save up for the Board Game Heaven enamel pin. And with that out of the way, let's get cracking. So let's start with the rule books of the 2021 edition and the First Light edition and see if there's any differences. Obviously the covers are different and the art. This one has also got a QR code to scan to learn how to play. So let's open that up. Starts out with a bit of a text here written from Mentor. Same thing here, but it is a different text. The gist is the same. There are similarities, but the text is a bit different. And then next we have an introduction and object of the game, which isn't on this page yet. Then we have the table of contents, and this is new as well. We had the information for Zargon with this same icon and for the heroes with this icon, but this is now in dark bluish color and the hero boxes are in red. The useful information is now tips and information that can affect gameplay is just important info now, so they simplified that, but the icons are the same. Then what's in the box? Well, let's have a look here. Game contents is listed here. Of course, the contents are different. You can check out both my unboxings of the 21 HeroQuest box and the First Light unboxing. This, of course, has standees. This had miniatures for everything. Here it tells you if you're new to HeroQuest or been here before, which is, of course, unique to this rulebook. And here it just has a blurb that says what makes this game unique. Then this is about setting up the game, how Zargon sets up the game. That's also mentioned here. It's all written differently. They did rewrite the book for First Light, but the idea is the same. Here it tells you just to place the game board and place the character cards, etc. So just in written text, and here it basically lays it all out with graphics, which I prefer. This is definitely an improvement over this rule book with all the numbers that you often see in other rule books as well. This is just a good way to go about that. So then on the next page it tells you about the heroes and character cards, and it has the character card here briefly, and spell cards, but not really a section about the heroes specifically. The character sheet is there and how to check your body points, which I still find a bit of an awkward way to do it because I would prefer to have like a dial that I can turn. Defend dice, attack dice, it's all there. Body points, mind points, movement dice, starting weapon, it's all here. Well, starting weapon is new here. And then on the next page, a note from Zargon to the heroes. So here we have basically also a text, but that just says a glimpse into the world of HeroQuest. Here it does say, listen carefully to these words from Zargon. So here, Zargon's word, that's again a same kind of text, but it's written differently. So that's cool. Here it tells you how to start playing. And there's a bit more text here. Also to begin the quest. So on the hero's turn, here as well on the hero's turn, in the red box, Line of sight is explained here. That's, I believe, later. Then we get, let's see, the 6 hero actions is here as well. How Zargon reacts to heroes as they move. Attacking monsters, that's here. How hero attacks the monsters. And of course also how the monster defends. Then we have attacking diagonally, so placement is here, same graphic. And then we have these two, which are listed here, and the line of sight is here. Now, in my review of the 21 HeroQuest game, where I also talk about the 89 HeroQuest, the original, I do talk about this in the bad section. There are some things that I feel they could have improved with the reprint of the game. And again, I think they could have addressed some of those flaws in this. Now, they have rewritten this rulebook, so that is a positive thing about First Light, but they did not change any of the graphics. So the error with the line of sight here, that this should not be line of sight because it crosses through this section, and that means there's a miniature there that breaks line of sight. It doesn't actually cross this corner here as is depicted, because you need to draw a line from the center of this square to the center of the target if this character casts a spell on that target. And that would mean it would cross exactly through the middle of this line at the top of this square where the wizard is. So that would cross and not just the corner, which is odd and an oversight. But yeah, did not fix that in First Light either. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same. It does say in the rulebook that the rules have not changed. So casting spells is there, casting a spell, searching for traps, and searching for treasure there as well. How Zargon reacts to that. So disarming traps, we got, let's see, a whole section here for Zargon about those traps, which is nice. Searching for treasures, searching for secret doors, Zargon's turn then, so here's more searching for traps, etc. Again, pretty much the same. There's a whole bunch of things here about, now have I seen that graphic as well? I think I have, there it is, jumping a pit trap, so there's that. Then, Zargon's turn here, the evil sorcerer Zargon's turn, and what happens when a hero dies, how a hero escapes death, and dead heroes, how a hero escapes death. So, pretty much the same thing. And ending the quest, what happens if you run out of monsters, that's here as well. Unfinished quests, and lost artifacts, and what happens between quests, it's all there. Trip to the armory, well, here it has game notes. And here we have a component reference, which is also new in this rule book. So I feel they put a bit more effort into this one, and we get a nice graphic there at the end. Then in the original, which was pretty much copy-paste of the 1989 or the 1990, I guess in the US, it was a little bit later than in the UK, and this was the US version that they copied. Than in this one where they put a bit more effort into it. Okay, let's check out the next thing. So here's of course the quest book for the newer edition of HeroQuest and First Light. That is of course completely different. The first bits is of course, I'll put them side by side, a bit of a text there, here as well. Here it does talk about the potions that are in the game. The alchemy reference there. The first expansions also had like alchemy shops, so they kind of went that same route with this one, which is nice. So this is for Zargon's eyes only, so you read that. Then you have again components with images this time. In this book you just start with the trial. Well, you all know the trial, so that doesn't spoil much, I think. We do have the monsters in the back here. So in the back you have all of these icons to make your own quests. after all the quests are done. And here you have the monsters listed. But here we have actual pictures of the tiles with their icons, how they appear on the board in these quest notes listed with them. So that's pretty handy as a nice reference. Then it has some more information about playing the quests, which for this one you need to refer the rule book. So yeah, there's no information in this quest book on that. So that's also an improvement. And then we have a message from Mentor. Is that the same as this one? I don't think so. It is again different. And a map guide here, quest map guide with colors. So definitely they put a lot more effort into First Light. So that's another plus. Let's check out another component. These are the Game Master screens, of course, for the Zargon player. This is from the 21 edition. This is from First Light. Different artwork, both pretty cool. I do like this one with all the monsters. They went for just Mentor with Lore Tome on this one. I guess with the heroes kind of in ghost form here. I guess to make it clear that this is Mentor, because there has always been a discussion and confusion about whether this was Mentor or Zargon, because he does look a bit evil. He's got all the monsters here coming, it seems, from out of his cloak. But this is Mentor. And so I guess that's one reason why they changed this, but maybe they just want a different artwork. And I do like that with the Lore Tome and the fire coming out of it. Really nicely done. And on the inside, on the classic one, we have this, which is again similar but not the same. On the new one, we have this monster table here as well, of course, with addition of the dragon without the gargoyle. This one has the gargoyle, of course. And it is in a bit of a different order. I don't know why. They start here with the, I guess with the goblins, easiest ones, with the single body points, then the stronger ones. Here it's kind of randomized. Maybe an alphabetical order, I guess. Yeah, it is. So they changed that. We got the dice explained here as well, but here they only show the shields. Here they show everything. So I guess, again, a little bit more clear than the original version. Monsters are listed here with their movement and their actions. Same thing here. Then it does also say what monsters cannot do, which seems obvious, but it's listed here, so that's good. We got the movement dice even listed here. The hero's movement and actions, same as here, hero's movement and action. And also you'll notice that the cutoff, where you fold it, is more to the outside on this screen and more to the inside on this screen, which results in a narrower area for Zargon than this one, but I guess it'll be a bit more stable than this, although I never had any issues with this, to be honest. But yeah, so there's a small change that they made in where you fold it as well. Otherwise, it's pretty much the exact same size. The character sheets also look the same. The color is a bit different. This is from First Light. This is from the 21 edition. As you can see here on the bottom. Of course, this quest book only had 10 quests, so it goes up to 10. This one goes up to 14 because it had more quests. The rest is exactly the same. The color is just a bit different. One notable difference, of course, is the fact that this is a huge note block, as you can see, whereas this is pretty thin. But then again, you really don't need that many. You can always laminate a few or photocopy a few, and you're good to go. So that's the difference in those. These are, of course, the hero cards from the 21 edition and First Light over here on the left. As you can see, the stats and the artwork is exactly the same. I did notice a difference with the dwarf, who starts out with the hand axe as opposed to the short sword here. I think that's just a thematic difference. Well, it does have a difference, of course, in the stats for the axe and short sword, but I do like that change, to be honest. Otherwise, it is exactly the same. The backs of the cards also have a bit of a text on them, and they are slightly different. It's basically, again, the same description, but it's just written differently. So I'll flip those over so you can compare if you pause the video. And also we have a little difference in the reference cards, these being double-sided and having more information on them. Here we have the earth and the water spells from First Light on the left and from the 21 edition on the right. And as you can see, also these are technically the same, but they're written again a little bit differently. So if you want to read the differences, you can pause the video and check that out. And here we have the air and fire spells. Again, First Light on the left, original on the right. And you'll notice once again that the wording is slightly different, but the outcome should be the same. So again, you can pause the video here to see the differences. And again, the art is exactly the same. And as you can see, the artwork on the First Light edition, which is on the top, and the 21 edition, which is at the bottom here, is also exactly the same. There is a slight color difference, but that's just from the printing, mostly noticeable in the blues. This seems a bit darker, a little bit deeper than this, and here as well. This is a slightly bluer, darker blue than this, which seems a bit lighter, and I guess in the red maybe as well. So these are a bit lighter than these, but it is barely noticeable. Both editions have the same dread spells. There's 12 in all. There's first 6 here and the first 6 there, so you can compare them, and I'll put the other 6 out after this. So as you can see, once again, art is the same, the titles are the same, the back of the cards is the same, but the text is written slightly differently, perhaps to make them a bit more clear. So if you want to pause that, this is your opportunity to check them out. And these are the other 6 dread spells from First Light and from the 21 base game. Here we have all the monster cards from First Light on the left and the 21 edition on the right there. Obviously, we got an extra card here for the dragon. The rest is exactly the same. They have the same stats, the same icons, and the same art. And of course, the back of the cards is also the same for both editions. The weapon decks are again exactly the same. This is First Light. This is the 21 edition, so I'll just flip through these. The text again is slightly different, so if you want to read that, just pause the video. There's the battle axe, which is in here twice. There's the bracers, the broadsword, the chainmail, the crossbow, which is in there twice, the dagger, the hand axe, the helmet, which again is in here a number of times, 3 times to be precise. Then we have the holy water, the longsword, which also is in here twice, the plate mail, which is only in there once, the potion of speed, one of those, the shield, which is in here 3 times. Then we have the short sword, the staff, and the toolkit. This is the treasure deck from First Light and the 21 HeroQuest edition. So I'll flip through those as well so you can pause it if you want. They are again exactly the same except for the way the text is written. So here's the gem. There's 2 of those. Gold. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. a hazard. That's 2 of those. Another hazard. Also 2 of those. Heroic Brew. Jewels for 50 gold, and there's 2 in here. The Potion of Defense. Potion of Healing. And there are 3 of those in the deck. Potion of Strength. And finally, we have Wandering Monsters. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in each deck. So the decks are exactly the same. And here we have the artifact cards again from First Light on the left and the 21 edition on the right. Born's Armor. The text again slightly different, so I'll flip through these so you can read that. The Elixir of Life. Fortune's Longsword. Orc's Bane. The Phantom Blade. The Ring of Fortitude. The Ring of Return. The Rod of Telekinesis. The Spell Ring. The Spirit Blade. Talisman of Lore. The Wand of Magic. The Wizard's Cloak. And finally, the Wizard's Staff. So again, both decks are exactly the same, except written slightly differently. Here are the dice. On the left, this is from First Light, and on the right here is from the 21 core box. Exactly the same dice, except for the color. As you can see, the originals were very white, just plain white, whereas these are more of an ivory bone color, which I do really like, to be honest. I think that's a nice touch. So you do have a little bit of a different coloring in the dice, but otherwise they are exactly the same. Here's the furniture from both the 21 edition and First Light. First Light just has all of these tiles, which are of a nice thickness and printed double-sided in mirror image. So that's pretty nice. And they do fit exactly 2 by 3 inches here, because as you can see, I have this mat with a 1-inch grid on it. So that fits nicely, whereas of course the miniatures had to be placed like in the middle of such a spot, but they actually do fit on 2 1-inch squares, some of them. This one is a little bit bigger, but certainly the tables and the rack, they did fit. This one is of course a bit bigger, and the alchemist bench as well. And then there's the single tile ones, the throne, the chest, there's 3 of those, and a bunch of rats, which now have tokens, which really were never used in the game, just as decoration on top of the shelves. And so that's kind of funny that they added these in the 21 edition, and they did add tokens in First Light. There's the fireplace here, and the weapons rack, the 2 tables, and the 2 bookcases. There are 2 of these, I just put one out here. So there you can see what that looks like. And these are the tokens from First Light on the left and the 21 set on the right. And these are exactly the same thickness, the same prints, and the same double-sided versions as well. These are this great on the other side. You have all of this rubble, which has these stones and secret doors on the other side. Same with the pit traps. These are the pit traps with this on the other side. And of course, these skulls also have the walls on the other side, and this also has the Zargon and player icon on either side. Here we have the standees from First Light together with the miniatures from the 21 core game. As you can see, most of them are represented. There's one sculpt that, or actually there's 3 sculpts that weren't represented. There's one with the goblin, so that goblin and that goblin have their art matching with these standees. That one does not have a standee, so there's 2 of each of these sculpts in the 21 edition, but there's 3 of each of these art standees in First Light. And the same for the orcs, so that orc does have a standee and so does this one, but these 2 orcs are represented by the same standees in First Light. But otherwise the number of monsters is exactly the same, and the number of open and closed doors is also exactly the same. And these are the miniatures, the hero models from First Light on the left and the 21 edition on the right. Same characters, just different sculpts, and the models are all done in a red plastic. And of course, First Light does have this dragon figure that, of course, the 2021 set does not have. So this is unique to First Light. Now here finally is the board. This is the 2021 HeroQuest board, which is very much like the classic 89, 1990 boards. Of course, they were redrawn, but very true to the original. And the original had HeroQuest on the bottom on one side, and the newer one has it on one of the shorter sides. But it does look like this was like carved in stone, which does look really cool, as if the whole map is laid out in stone. And that is something that the newer one from First Light did not do. And this is, however, single-sided. So you fold that up in 4 pieces, like so. And this is the First Light classic map, which just has black and white on the side. So that's a bit of a shame. I did like the stone carving there. They chose not to go for that in First Light, and they did do a completely new redrawn map art for this one, and it folds in 6 parts. And of course, what is unique to the First Light map is that it is double-sided. So the classic HeroQuest game and reprint do not have this caves map at all. So this is a new map with completely new quests in First Light alone. So that was the comparison between HeroQuest 21 and HeroQuest First Light by Avalon Hill and Hasbro. Please also check out my review of HeroQuest, where I talk about the good, the bad, and the history of HeroQuest, and also check out my unboxing for both of these games. You can find those in the description below, or you can click the I in the corner of this video and that'll take you there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.